Welcome. Hi. I'm just going to do a really brief explanation here at the beginning, and then we're going to dive right in because this one is a 20-minute workout. So, at any point, like any other classes, please feel free to skip things, take different variations of things, rest. If you're doing the recording, you can pause it at any point. You might grab weights if you have them, or what do you call them? Resistance bands or two soup cans. We're going to do this essentially in a couple of different circuits. So we're going to start with the warm-up circuit, and I'll explain all the other things along the way. So first thing is Frankenstein's. So opposite hand to knee, and you don't actually have to touch your knee here. Oh, I should move away from those weights, I don't trip. You don't actually have to touch your knee here. You're just kind of rotating. You might do with straight legs. We're doing about 10. I think I've probably done a little bit more than that. Feet, both feet on the ground, feet a little wider than your shoulders, with your arms overhead. Inhale, fold about halfway, and exhale, come back up. So these ones are good mornings. Hi. We're starting with a warm-up circuit. So same thing as usual though, at any point you can do different variations of things. I'm gonna try and give lots of options. So you can do anywhere between like 5 to 10 of these because we will do them another time through as well. And then last part of this circuit, I'm just gonna move these so I don't fall over, is twisty lunges. That's not literally what they're called, but we're calling them that today. So step one, foot back. Exhale, twist towards your bent knee. Inhale to switch your feet. Exhale to twist towards bent knee. Same thing. We'll do about 5 though. 5 each side. You can choose a different number if you prefer. Totally lost count. Okay, so we're doing this warm-up circuit, and we're going to do those same 3 things again. We're going to give it a second. The first one is Frankenstein's. So this is really designed to go at your own pace, especially when it comes into the next couple of circuits. It's going to be a bit of a different format for them. I'll explain that a little bit as we get a little closer to this first part. We're essentially moving through these 3 exercises twice, kind of back to back. So if you don't feel like counting, you can just be like, oh, I think that feels like 10-ish. Second thing, good mornings. So Frankenstein's, and then good mornings. And I chose 10 and 10 for these, not that I'm actually counting them, but you can choose a different number if you prefer. Nice. Last thing is the twisted lunges. I'm actually gonna skip this one and grab a little water. Nice. And that took the estimated time too. Cool. So when you're done that, take a second. We're basically gonna go, I mean, depending on how fast we go through these 3 or 4 circuits, and they each have 3 things and a couple of options. We have a little bit of time, like a minute or so to rest between. So that's kind of the format we're gonna come at it. And we're gonna do it as an AMRAP style. You can also decide, okay, I'm gonna go through this one twice or 3 times if you feel like it. The first one, or second one we're gonna go through is squats. Second option, you could do burpees, you could do froggers, you could do jumps, you could do these, which are kind of like jumping jacks, but with like keeping your feet on the ground if you're not feeling like jumping. It's pretty early in the morning, I don't blame you. And then last one, I wrote steppy lunges. I was having a hard time finding the words. You can do alternating lunges, or you could do them stepping forwards, or stepping, that felt awkward, stepping back. Or to the side if you feel like it. I know that this is kind of fast paced, or kind of going through it quickly. If you have any questions though, let me know. So we'll start that. We'll do about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll start in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So starting with I have written down about 10 squats. That said, you can do your own numbers. If you feel like it, you're like, okay, I really want to focus on the squats rather than the other things. So I'm going to do 10 or 15 squats and like 5 of the other things. Whatever works for you. And if you're really feeling cardio and you want to like get more like a more intense sweat going on, you might do jumping squats instead. I'm not going to do those, especially because I'm on the headphones. I feel like that'd be really loud. Whew. So doing about 10 squats, and then the jumps or jumping jack alternatives or froggers. I'm going to try not to do all the jumping because I'm just worried it'll be really loud in the headphones. But I'm there in spirit because I really love doing froggers. And I feel like froggers are the ones that we did. Just talking to the person that's live. So those of you doing the recording aren't confused. Froggers are the ones that we did at the studio, stepping wide. And then the lunges. So stepping forwards for me. You might even like, depending on the amount of space, I can't really do it on camera. Maybe I can. Amount of space you have, you might do walking lunges. Kind of move through your space. It's one way to, oh, I forgot the word. I don't know, travel, one way to travel. You can tell my brain is more so focusing on movement than my words. All right, so that was about 2 minutes. See if you can maybe go through the last one, like one more cycle. A little extra fast if you feel like it. You might go do a little bit less. I won't do this one so I can keep an eye on the time and I can communicate a little bit more clearer, hopefully. So you have about 30 seconds left. So maybe you do your own thing and you're like, okay, I'm going to just run around my space for 30 seconds. Or I'm just going to do jumps for 30 seconds. Or I'm just going to like hold a squat for 30 seconds. You wall squat. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sick. I breathed in the wrong way. I think I choked on my water. So sorry. I don't like to make like cough on or filming or anything. Okay, time's done. So that's not so bad, hopefully, right? Take like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then we'll jump into the next one. The next one, I'm going to give a couple of options to add in a little bit more leg stuff if you feel like it. We're going to do push-ups. Might do like squats there instead. Second thing is bent over rows. You can do those like in a squat or in a lunge if you feel like it. And then the third thing is lateral raises. So if you're using the bands, definitely moving from the push-ups to the other things is going to be a challenge, but it can be a fun challenge because it's making the practice a little harder. That said, you can also do the push-ups on the wall or on the floor or on like a windowsill if you have one nearby that's safe to do this on. So push-ups, you can start, let's do 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So about 10 push-ups. That said, you could do 5 if you're doing them and you're like, okay, I cannot do that. I will not do 10. Change the number, all good. And just seeing if you can go with each one within your full range of motion. That's part of the challenge, right? When you're done the push-ups, bent over rows, you have weights. You can stand on the resistance band if you have it, hold below the handle and pull towards your rib cage. So this type of movement. You can do about 10 of those too. When you're done that, you can slide your hands to the handle and then lateral raises is this way. Or you could do it without the band if you prefer. Nice. That's about a minute. It's a little bit tricky at first, especially to get all the stuff in a minute. That's why we're doing a different style. So let's do another 3 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 44 after. And we will 44 in 20 seconds. See if you can get as many of those reps in as possible. One thing I love about this style, if I'm doing a workout on my own, it's basically this style. Sometimes it's a little slower paced. If I'm really feeling like I just want to do legs, I'll just do squats and stuff. But it's done so fast. And you can control the intensity. So maybe if you're really like, okay, I really want this to be super intense, you can like try and go really fast through them. You can add jumps for like whenever you like, for whatever reason. You can, change it up so that you feel that it's the right intensity for you. I know that this one today is a little on the more intense side. You can let me know as well how that works for you. That's 2 minutes. Nice. So see if you can check in. If you're like not feeling the arm stuff, not a big deal. Go into the squats again. If you want to do the jumps instead, or you want to continue doing the froggers, go for it. Add those in. You can do, instead of the 3 things, maybe you do 5 things. And you just try to kind of cycle through them as many times as possible. The nice thing about these 3 is that while you're doing one, the muscle groups doing the other 2 are getting a bit of a break. So it's a bit of active rest. You're working different areas each time, unlike the leg one where the squats and lunges would be kind of similar. They have a little bit more rest time for some muscles, although it's an active rest. Nice, that's 3 minutes. We have 1 more minute. Try and see, maybe you pick like 2 things and you try and do as many of those 2 things as possible in this minute. Maybe you just continue with what you're doing. All good. Have a little bit, what is it? 30, 45 seconds? I'm doing my quick math right. You'll have another little bit of rest after this, and then we're going to see if we can fit in 1 or 2 circuits. We'll see. Last 25 seconds for this one. See if you can keep adding them in. They're trying to cycle between, I guess I should have reminded you what they were: push-ups, bent over row, and lateral raises. I fully intended on doing this whole thing with you, but I just feel this morning like I can teach better without doing them all at the same time. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can stop. Take a bit of rest. We don't have too much time to rest, as you know. With this next one, what I might do actually is I'm going to add in one of the core things into this part. There's still been a lot of core with a lot of the jumping and stuff like that, so we're not missing it all together, but we'll add in an extra thing. Actually, oh no, this is the 4th one. Oh, awesome. Okay, never mind. I'm doing my math wrong. We're just going to do all core. So 2 of them are standing, and then we're going to add a sitting if you feel like it. I'm going to give a couple options. First thing, I'll do with you for this one, standing bicycles. So, like bicycle crunches. This time we're standing up doing it. So you're going to have your hands behind you, behind your head, I should say. And then similarly, you're going to lift your left leg up, twist, like try and kind of bring your elbow to your knee. Doesn't have to touch, but towards. Inhale, step down. Exhale the other way. So just like like laying down bicycles, but standing up. So we'll consider this the beginning of the circuit, and I'll go through the other things with you when we get there. So you can go through this a little faster if you feel like it. Doing about 10, and if you're not feeling this one, you could also lay down instead. All right, I'm going to call that 10. I think it's a little over. Next thing is wanting to focus on glutes. So leg extension, leg behind you, toe out, heel in, press your leg back and back to center. Notice if you're using your back instead of your glutes. You're really wanting to focus on using your glutes to extend your leg back. You are welcome to add a loop around your ankles if you're wanting a little bit more. If you're not feeling this, you might do squats again. You might do bridges. You might do a jump around and just say, like, I'm not going to do the glutes at all. That's fine. Do about, let's do actually, I know that wasn't 5 each side, but you can do 5 each side so that it goes a little bit faster through this part. And then crunches. So this one you can like go down onto the ground for. And then maybe you do the next things differently. So same thing, hands behind your head, interlace your fingers behind you. So you're laying down on your back, feet on the floor at first if you like. And then as you exhale, you're gonna crunch up. Do about maybe 10, maybe 20 really fast. So long as they're still, elbows are still wide and you're really focusing on your abs. It can also be helpful to go really slow. Tends to be harder when you're moving slower. After the crunches, bridges. So feet are on the floor, push your feet down, lift your hips up, then lower your hips. You get it. I think I'm on the squeakiest part of the floor. Hopefully it's not moving through the headphones. When you're done the bridges, so you can do anywhere between 5 to 10, bicycle crunches laying down. If you like the option standing up, great, stand up, do them standing up. So we have 1 more minute for this circuit, and then we're gonna do a couple of stretches and then maybe a couple breaths, and then that's the end of class. I think this is the first, definitely the first 20-minute thing I've taught before. I tried to kind of structure it like I would just do for my own workouts. So hopefully it's translating as well as, I mean, I really like them. So hopefully that's translating. And for here, the last minute, 30 seconds here, see if you can just kind of fit as much as you can in this 30 seconds. Or really, really slow it down and see if you can like really feel your abs as you're doing the crunches. Different approach altogether, but definitely both great approaches. Last 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. We're gonna do thread the needle. So one ankle and the other opposite knee. If you're standing up, you can do this standing up. Just a little bit of time here for the stretch. And then switch sides. Other ankle on other knee. Nice. Come out of that. You can do a forward fold or leg up towards the ceiling and kind of move your leg towards your chest. So you're stretching the back of your leg. Nice. And you can switch sides. You might add in more stretches if you feel like it. Let's take a few breaths together. Sorry, there's an ambulance driving by. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's take a couple breaths. You might close your eyes, you might keep them open. Let's take about 4 really slow breaths here, really bringing your focus back to your breath and to your body. Nice, and that's it. If in the future this is like this kind of style works better than the 45-minute one, I was thinking of having 2 a week so that there'd be a leg, like lower body, upper body, or we can just keep it at this and do the same type of style. I'd love your feedback if you have the time, no pressure. If you don't, all good. I'm going to end the recording here. Reach out if you have any questions, feedback, comments, anything like that. But I hope you have a really great day. Thank you so much for being here and for, for sharing your time and your space with me. I'm going to end the recording. Bye.